With Social Security recipients in desperate need of some sort of increase, looks like a $440 increase per month for Social Security recipients could happen under this new Social Security proposal. Now, in yesterday's video, I mentioned a $303 increase. Something was wrong in my math. Looks like it can now be a $440 increase for Social Security recipients, which is more than double Bernie Sanders' plan of an additional $200 more per month. With this $440 increase for Social Security recipients under this new proposal, this could be life-changing. An additional $440 can make all the difference in retirees, senior citizens, SSI, SSDI veterans. All their lives can be a big difference with $440 per month. So I'm going to go over this article right here, the 14 changes to Social Security under the Social Security 2100 Act. And I'm going to show you specifically the math right here of how the new minimum benefit could represent an increase of $440 per month. Now, there is one issue with this plan, which I'm going to go over. The $440 will stay, but the plan and proposal and the act itself for Social Security has one minor flaw in it, which I'll give you the details on that. And I'll go over all 14 of these changes so you know exactly what could be coming your way with Social Security. If you're not on Social Security yet, what could happen in the near future and how this may affect you. So stick around if you are on Social Security. You don't want to miss all these changes that could happen. Before I dive into all 14 of these changes and give you the main content of this video, if you could do me a quick favor, hit the like button. And if you want more Social Security updates, increases, decreases, cuts, boosts, all the proposals, subscribe to the channel and I'll give you all of the latest updates when it comes to Social Security. All right, let's get right into it. So this article right here, the Social Security 2100 Act, 14 things that will change. So a lot of things could be going on. I've been going over this bill over the past few days. There are multiple proposals when it comes to Social Security. Now, a lot of those proposals are put on the back burner because of what is going on with this debt ceiling agreement. Still not fully resolved yet. So I'll give you the latest of what's going on with the Social Security changes. So first thing, preventing future cuts to average wage index. So first up, provision that will prevent future reductions to the average wage index. This index is based on the average wages of Americans and it controls multiple pieces of the Social Security system, including the annual formula by which benefits are calculated. So if we look here, you can see the math that for years through 2022 to 2027, this increase would be normally calculated average wage index plus 1.4%. For years 2028 to 2031, there would be an additional 1.5% higher. And then you can see it goes to 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, 2%. So it is increasing. By 2050, it could be an additional 2.2% on top of the normal calculation. So this right here would help and give more of a boost. Earning credit for caregivers. The goal of providing earnings credit for caregivers is to provide retirement compensation and Social Security credits to those who had to leave the workforce to care for loved ones, whether an ill child under the age of 12 or a chronically dependent relative or people can receive up to 5 years of credit towards future Social Security benefits under this bill. And then also, elimination of disability waiting period. So under the current law, disabled workers and disabled widows or widowers, must be disabled for 5 months after their disability onset date before receiving Social Security disability benefits. So that is the current law right now. Under the new law with this new act, this waiting period would be eliminated. The Social Security monthly benefits would become available beginning with the first full month after the onset of disability. This would expire at the end of 2026, so it would only be effective for those who became entitled to disability benefits between 2022 through the end of 2026. Elimination of disability earnings cliff. So another disability provision is the elimination of the disability earnings cliff. The way this disability earnings cliff currently works is that when individuals receiving disability benefits go over a certain earnings amount for a certain period of time, they go into what's called an extended period of eligibility. During the 36-month period, if monthly earnings are over the substantial gainful activity threshold, even by $1, benefits are withheld for that month. As mentioned, benefits are withheld for that month. So that's just ridiculous. So the new law would remove the cliff and would simply reduce the disability payment by $1 for every $2 over the limit. All right, now here is the big increase right here, the $440. Pay attention close to this one. So increase the minimum Social Security benefit. So what's said here is one of the proposals contained in nearly every version of the Social Security 2100 Act is the increase to the minimum Social Security benefit. The minimum benefit is the lowest amount an individual can receive who worked a certain number of years. It's meant to offer a floor for those who had very low paying jobs. The current minimum that an individual can receive on Social Security benefits is $897 per month if they have worked for 30 years. The new minimum benefit will be 125% of the poverty level for those who worked for 30 years, with the 2021 federal poverty level at $12,880. This change would represent an increase of about $440 per month. So let me know, $440 per month, if you would qualify for this, would this help you? An additional $440 per month on top of what you are getting, because this would be 125% of the federal poverty level. Let me know, is this good enough for you? Now, I mentioned in the beginning of the video that there is one caveat, one thing about this bill that could cause some problems. So this would sunset at the end of 2026. Now, what this means is that when it sunsets in 2026, which depending on when this would pass, let's say 3 years or so, 2 to 3 years, that means that at the end of 2026, Congress would have to vote whether or not to keep this still in play, keep the Social Security 2100 Act going, which means that they could not have these changes. All these changes could reverse by 2026. So that's what it means by sunsetting by the end of 2026. So I'm going to go over a few more of these benefits more briefly, though, just to give you an idea of what there is. 6, alternative survivor benefit calculation. So under this proposed change to survivor benefits, a new calculation to create a combined benefit to the decreased and that of the surviving spouse. It would be calculated by adding 75% of the surviving spouse's benefit from their work and 75% of the benefit the deceased spouse would have received if still alive. So 75% would be received there. And then number 7, increase to benefits after 15-year eligibility. So individuals that have been receiving Social Security benefits for 15 years will receive a 1% increase to their primary insurance amount and will continue the 20th year, which will result in a 5% increase. In addition, any spousal or children's benefits paid from someone receiving these increases would also increase. So you can see here every year, after 15 years, it would go up by 1% up until the 20th year, which will go up by 5%. Repeal of the WEP and GPO. So that is the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset. Excuse me. Number 9, increase age for children's benefit eligibility. So currently the children of retired, disabled, or deceased workers who are in school full-time up to age 19 receive benefits. This provision hopes to extend eligibility to full-time and part-time students up to 26, but will expire in 2027. Benefits for dependent grandchildren. So currently grandchildren can receive benefits from a grandparent who is receiving benefits, but the criteria is strict. Generally, both parents have to be disabled or deceased, or the grandparents must formally adopt the grandchild. The new law would provide benefits to children who are in the custody of a grandparent or other eligible relative for at least 12 months and are receiving at least one half of their financial support from the relative. Then also increase the taxable wage base. So this is how this whole program would be paid for. A permanent change in the Social Security 2100 Act is an increase in the taxable wage base. In 2021, you only pay Social Security taxes on the first $142,800 of earnings, and anyone earning over that won't have to pay the 12.4% FICA tax. However, the new law would put a gap in how this is taxed. If an individual's tax income exceeds $400,000, the FICA tax would kick back in. So you can see on this chart here how it would work. So taxable after the $400,000. So that's one of the ways to pay for the program and change the taxation of Social Security benefits. All right, so under the current law, there are currently two thresholds. If you are under the first threshold, then none of your Social Security benefits are taxable. If you are in between the first and second threshold, then up to 50% of your benefits is taxable. Once you pass the second threshold, then up to 85% of your benefit is taxable. And these are not cliff brackets where you go over by $1 and a benefit immediately becomes either 50% or 85% countable as taxable income. So you can see here in the chart how these benefits work. And then change to annual cost of living calculation. This is probably one of the most important ones here. So cost of living adjustment is calculated by the CPIW. So the methodology has been criticized for not taking into account that a retiree's expenses are not the same as a working person. So with the CPIE, for the elderly, this would take into account that a retiree's expenses are completely different than the working class. Then number 14, across the board benefit increase. So basically one of the proposals that gets a lot of attention in this proposal is the across the board increase to Social Security benefits. So yeah, this one would be a across the board increase. I think this is the 2% for everybody getting an additional 2% increase there. So those are the 14 changes that could happen in the Social Security 2100 Act. Really curious, let me know your thoughts on this. Do you agree with this? Are these good changes, bad changes? As mentioned before, number 5 here, the additional $440 per month increase, which would be 125% above the poverty level. Is that good enough? Anyways, that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, I want to tell you the one thing that you can do to yourself. Be kind, be smart, and also you have to be kind to your mommy, your daddy, or your brother, or sister, or anything that you want. And also you have to be kind to yourself.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate your support. If you like how I got straight to the point, let you know exactly what was going on, the latest news with Social Security, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'm coming out with more Social Security updates as soon as they come out. I want to let you know about it, so subscribe if you want more of those Social Security updates. And if you want to check out the latest updates when it comes to Social Security, click this video right here, and I'll let you know the latest, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.